So I've been spending a few days in Jersey and had time to catch up with Steve here, who's in charge of the Island Games that's coming back to Jersey in 2015. So not long now. The countdown clock on the website is ticking away. How are you feeling about getting ready to represent all these countries again coming to see you?
Well, I think the first thing is a great privilege to be ahead of the Games, director for the Games, and I'm very comfortable at the moment. We're slightly ahead of the curve. We've got plenty of people already booked. All the islands are booked, save 2 islands, and now we're sort of drilling down into the venues and the detail.
For a lot of places, it's going to be a lot easier to get to than Bermuda, which had logistical problems for a lot of countries, of course. But even so, I mean, it's summertime here. It's going to be very packed, is it, the island anyway?
Yeah, it's generally a busy time for us, and we've been working very closely with the Jersey Hospitality Association, who represent all the accommodation providers. And they've been absolutely brilliant. They allocated to us all the rooms that we would need for the islands that are coming in. And that has been a great asset to us because we've had the capacity there at all the different levels. So we've managed to mix hotels with the right accommodation.
Yeah, there's 14 sports, so not everyone gets a shout. I mean, I know we've got some great squash players who are miffed sometimes because I think there's no squash this time, for instance. How do you decide on which games to do and which ones to leave out?
Well, I'm very fortunate there that I wasn't in the bid committee. So it's a difficult one, of course it is. There's 18 sports to choose from within the Games and you have to go for 14. I think it would have been nice if we could have done the 18. I'm sure we could have done, but there's rules. So then it's a case of just looking at those that you think will give the best chance for everybody, you know, the majority, if you like, the biggest numbers to take part.
Now, when everyone bids for these games, it seems like the good old days, you know, money was easy. Have you found it difficult since this sort of attraction from sponsorship from a lot of people? I mean, you've still got NatWest over these games, but overall there has been less money to spend, hasn't there, on this?
Yes, there has. I mean, we're very lucky that NatWest have continued their sponsorship. It is significant, and it is difficult because I think, you know, it's 6 years ago now that the bid process was carried out, and of course in those days it was quite a heady environment financially, and I think what's happened is that we're seeing a bigger Games perhaps than we anticipated. 3,000 athletes, 4,500 people in the actual party. So perhaps it's just causing us a few problems and we are stretching the budget, but it's going to be a great Games.
Okay, well, it's all kicking off in June, isn't it? June
27th and finishes on the 3rd of July. So it's about 230 odd days now, and I suppose the butterflies are just starting to move around a bit.